Hi, Bulldogs. Welcome to our first chapel of the year, and I am so excited. We have had a great first few days of school, and I'm very excited to have our first virtual chapel. I look forward to the time when we can actually have our chapels all together over in the worship center, but for now, this is the way we're going to be doing chapels every Wednesday. So let's go ahead and start off with a word of prayer, and then we can get going. Dear Lord, thank you so much for all of the blessings that you've bestowed upon us. Thank you that we can all be in school, whether we are attending here in person or if we are attending at home. Lord, just keep us all safe and help us to continue to grow in your word. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, so I know typically when we do chapels, we send out music, and I will be sending those files to your teachers so that they can go ahead and do their pledges and the songs. But I'm going to go ahead and jump into our message today, and then afterwards, like I said, your teachers can do the songs afterwards. And today, we're going to just talk about something that we need to talk about for the start of school, and that is what we call the Bulldog Way. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so that we can talk about the Bulldog Way. So the first thing I want to talk about is rules, and that's part of what our Bulldog Way is, are the rules that help us be successful Bulldogs here on campus. And so the first verse I want to share with you is Titus 3:1, and it says, "Be ready for every good work. Remind them to be submissive to rulers and authorities, to be obedient, and to be ready for every good work." So it's important, the first line here, to be submissive to your rulers and authorities. Here at school, that is our teachers and our teacher assistants. It's the adults that are on campus, all right? So those are the things that we need to make sure when adults are asking us to do things, as long as it's not illegal or immoral, that we're doing it, all right? The Bulldog Way. So the Bulldog Way basically is a slogan that we came up with that encompasses the way we want all of our students to act and behave, not only while they're on campus, but kind of throughout life. And the Bulldog Way is very important because when we follow these rules and this way of life, then we're acting in a godly manner, which is so very important. So the first one that we want to talk about is in the bathroom. And sometimes this is a great opportunity to be silly or sometimes to do things that we shouldn't. So I just want to go over all of the rules for the bathroom. And so the Bulldog Way on how we behave in the bathroom is we wait our turn. So we need to wait until there is available stall to use. And that we don't try to hurry people up or go in places where we don't belong. We simply need to go in and go to the bathroom. We don't need to play with our friends. We don't need to goof around or horseplay or anything silly like that. When we're done going to the bathroom, we need to make sure that we flush the toilet because nobody else wants to see or deal with that. And then wash our hands. This is more important now than ever, but when you're done with the bathroom, make sure that you wash your hands with soap and water. You sing the happy birthday song at least 2 times before you come out. And make sure that when you're all done and your hands are washed, you immediately leave the bathroom unless you're waiting for a friend, okay? But if we're waiting, we wait patiently. This is not a time, again, to be silly or goof around. All right, those are pretty easy bathroom rules, and we follow them, we're going to stay out of trouble, and we'll definitely set a good example and a godly example for our friends. The other time we need to make sure that we're following rules is in the cafeteria. Now, some of you are actually eating in classrooms this year. So kindergarten, first and second get to eat in our cafeteria. But third, fourth, fifth, and sixth need to eat in their classrooms. But these rules actually still apply. So we're going to go over them anyway, no matter where we're eating. Be sure to use your walking feet. There is no running. People have food. We have backpacks. We don't need to run in any direction. We want to make sure that we're taking our time and using our walking feet. We want to have calm bodies and kind words. So make sure that we're not moving around too much and disrupting our other friends from eating, knocking their things over, bouncing around, things like that. This is also an opportunity where you guys get to have some time to talk with your friends. Make sure that you're using that time in a productive manner and that we're not using it to be unkind or use unkind words towards others. It's very important that we sit with our bellies to the table and our feet on the floor. So again, even if you're not eating in the cafeteria, this is super important because when we do this, it keeps food from getting on the floor. So as soon as we turn around to talk to a friend or we're sitting sideways, we're eating over the floor and not the table. And that's really what causes messes. And it's especially important in the classrooms because we have to have class in there for the rest of the day. So we don't want to spend all day cleaning up messes in the classroom. So bellies to the table, feet towards the floor. The next one is eat your food and not your friends. So we cannot share. I know some of us have allergies and things like that. So it's so important that you do not share your friend's food, but it's also so important that you eat what you have. So if mom and dad packed it for you, that means they want you to have it, all right? So you need to make sure that you're taking plenty of time to eat and not to spending all your time talking, and that we eat the food that's there because that gives us our fuel. Did you guys know that food is actually fuel for your brain? It's actually what helps your brain function. And that's why we eat a good breakfast and a good lunch. So you've got to make sure that you eat your lunch and that you're eating healthy foods so that your brain has really good fuel for the afternoon, okay? Always raise your hand for help. All right, so if you need help opening something, if you have a question, make sure that you raise your hand. You don't have to get up and come find somebody that's working. If you raise your hand, we will come to you, and that makes a lot less traffic in the cafeteria. Again, this is very important with our social distancing, so we just need to make sure that we are doing that and we're not getting up and moving around. Talk using a soft voice. I know it's so exciting to have conversations during this time. This is kind of your free time to talk and catch up with your friends. But if we're all talking really loud like this, it gets really loud really fast, okay? But if we all use our whisper voices, then we can hear each other and we don't have to scream. Oh, isn't that awesome? And that makes everybody really happy. So make sure that you don't try to talk over other people, but you use your inside voice, your whisper voice, so it doesn't get too loud. And the last one is stay seated until you're dismissed. Even if you're done, I know that's really hard, but you need to wait until you've been asked to get up and go to the trash to throw your things away or to line up or to do anything else. So just because you're done eating doesn't mean that you get to have free reign of either the cafeteria or your classroom. Make sure that you're staying seated. Again, this helps us with our social distancing. So if you'll look, all of our rules, they form a really cool like little statement there, and it says BCS eats. And those are our cafeteria rules. But remember, just because they're cafeteria rules, they apply to the classroom too. The next one is lining up, and it's so important that we line up efficiently because we have to move a lot of times throughout the day, but also that we follow the rules so that we don't have any problems. So my Bulldog way to line up is to have my arms by my side, standing straight and tall, and my eyes looking straight ahead. I'm walking quietly down the hall, and this is so important. I can't tell you how many times I see friends that are turned around talking to their friend and the line has gone and they don't know it because they're not paying attention. Or that we have our arms moving and swinging, and that can hurt a friend by accident. So it's so important that we pay attention, stand tall, look forward, and keep our hands to our side. Now, there is one more rule we need to add to this because we're social distancing, and that is when we walk, we need to make sure we keep at least an arm's distance from the person in front of us, and the person behind us should do the same for us. So when we're lining up, we make sure that our arm is out. We can't touch anybody in front of us and nobody behind us, all right? That also means we can't have our friends walk to the side of us. So we can't be walking and talking side by side. Nope, we have to be face forward, one right behind the other, with at least an arm's distance between you, okay? Awesome. So these rules really are not that hard, but they are super important. Now, for those of you who get playground time, These rules are posted out on the playground, but I want to go over them anyway because it's super important that we follow the rules on the playground so that nobody gets hurt. So the rules for the playground: be safe. How do you be safe? Sometimes that's so hard to know how to be safe. So I'm going to give you a few ideas. Listen to the directions. There's always an adult out with you on the playground. Make sure that you listen very carefully to the things that they're telling you to do. Make sure that you use kind feet and kind hands. What does that mean? That means we don't hit, we don't kick, we don't do anything to someone else we wouldn't want them to do to us. And the last one is to use all the equipment properly. That means if I have a hula hoop, I simply use it to hula hoop. I don't use it to capture other friends or anything else that it wasn't made to do. Okay? Number 2 is be respectful. Oh, this one's hard sometimes too. What does respectful look like? Respectful looks like taking turns and letting everybody play. We cannot tell people they cannot play with our game. It's just not very nice or respectful. Be a good sport. That means even if you don't win or you don't like what happened, that we still play and be kind to those that we're playing with. And make sure we always use our kind words. And third is to be responsible. Ooh, that's a big word. So to be responsible, we need to put things away. We need to respect the equipment, meaning we don't intentionally try to tear it up or do anything to damage it. And then we always need to play by the rules. So these are our playground rules. And if we follow these rules, we'll have lots of fun on the playground and stay safe. Last but not least is give me 5. And you guys probably hear me say this 1,000 times a day, but I want to go over it just to make sure we all know what it means. When I say give me 5, you put your hand up like this. And I bet some of you even kind of generally know what it means. It basically means I need your attention, or your teacher needs your attention. So in order to have your attention, we need to do these 5 things. Number 1, eyes on the speaker. So whoever's talking, we need to look right at them. Number 2, we have to be quiet, because if I'm talking, I can't hear what the person is saying to me. Number 3, we have to be still. How many times have you been in the cafeteria and we've said, give me 5, and it's totally quiet and you hear from all the cafeteria chairs, right? Yes. Or somebody starts tapping a pen. Very hard to hear when those things are happening. So being still helps us listen and understand what's going on. Keeps it quiet. Number 4, our hands have to be free, meaning I know sometimes it's super hard. We say, give me 5, and you're right in the middle of something and you just want to finish, but we can't. When you're asked to give me 5, that means you just need to go ahead and put your hands down, either to your side or in your lap, so that you can give whoever is talking to you all of your attention. And you'll get a chance to finish whatever you were doing, I promise. And number 5, be still. Why do you think we said that again? I think be still is actually on there 2 times because it is probably the most important. All right? So when I say give me 5, we're going to have our eyes on the speaker. We're going to be quiet. We're going to be still. We're going to put our hands to our side or in our lap. And then we're ready to listen to whatever directions we're getting ready to have. Isn't that awesome? So that is give me 5. So I think that it will be super easy for all of my Bulldogs to follow these rules. But if you just remember, basically, the golden rule, that you treat others the way you want to be treated, we will have an awesome year here at BCS with all of our rules. So I know you're super excited to be able to have some worship music and some time to sing and enjoy. So this is going to be your time now, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day, and I can't wait to see you next week in chapel. Bye-bye, Bulldogs.